Previously, Noor refused Lin's offer to be her coach, even after she displayed incredible skills in magic and swordsmanship. Despite her talents, Noor insisted he had nothing to teach her. Still, Lynn remained determined to uncover the secret behind Noor's strength, believing it holds the key to what her royal family seeks. Missed part 3? The link is in the description. Now, let's get into today's video. Back in the castle, Rain is upset about his father giving the black blade to someone of unknown lineage. Rain's father found the sword in the deepest corner of the Dungeon of the Lost. It was an incredibly dangerous quest that yielded the strange sword. The blade is made of an unknown material that is harder than any other. No matter what they tried, nothing could even make a scratch on the sword. Because of this, it came to be known as the Unbreakable Blade. The blade was already pretty beaten up when it was found, so it made everyone question what kind of powerful force could have made it look the way it does. The sword has unthinkable value, so Rain can't understand how the king just gave it away like he did. Rain changes his way of thinking, though, and realizes that there is a sense of unrest hanging over their country. In all likelihood, Rain determines that his father must be counting on Noor for some reason. Noor is the man who defeated a minotaur all alone and saved Lin's life, so it's possible that he might be a secret weapon for something coming in the future. Elsewhere, we find Noor with Lynn. He wonders if it's okay for a princess to just be out like this, but she points out that she's an adventurer. First, Lynn refers to him as her instructor, but Noor wishes she wouldn't. Noor's attempts to clear things up have failed, and Lynn just keeps following him everywhere. Noor plans to get some work from the guild. That way, she will eventually see how simple of a person he really is. At the guild, the clerk wonders why Noor is with the princess, but Lynn tells him to call her by her name because she is an adventurer. Right now, the clerk realizes that he shouldn't stick his nose into the business of others, and Noor explains that they're looking for a job that requires 2 people. Lynn is a silver B rank, so if the 2 of them form a party, they can take a goblin hunting job just outside the capital. Noor is shocked by this because goblins are the monsters that adventurers use to put their skills to the test. Noor can't believe that he'll be able to take a job outside the capital, but he feels bad for taking advantage of Lynn's adventurer rank. This would be especially bad because he has only tried to get rid of her this entire time. Noor wonders if she would really be okay with it, so Lynn excitedly says that she would be honored to form a party with him. Noor feels a bit of shame, but he gets over it because one of his dreams is about to come true. Noor eagerly goes to start the job, but he must quickly return because the clerk hasn't told him anything about it yet. The clerk warns that while it's a low-rank job, that doesn't mean it won't be dangerous. It will take place in the Forest of the Beasts, and they will have to bring back the ear of a goblin as proof of a successful hunt. They won't get compensated without the ear, so it's very important. It has been reported that the goblins' numbers have been dwindling, so there's a chance that they won't find any goblins. If that happens, the clerk tells them to just pick some herbs and bring them back. The 2 leave the capital and excitedly tell each other to do their best. As they walk through the forest, Noor asks Lynn to tell him about goblins. She explains that they hunt small animals as prey and eat the fruits of trees. However, they have been aggressively attacking humans for sustenance recently. If they continue to grow in number, then it will lead to a food shortage for them, and they will likely begin invading human villages. That is why adventurers have been trying to control their numbers. On the other hand, the forest relies on the goblins, so it's also not good to hunt them into extinction. Lynn clearly has a lot of knowledge, so this just makes Noor realize even more that he has nothing to teach her. Lynn keeps checking to see if there are any goblins near them, but they haven't found anything. Normally they would have encountered at least one, so Lynn determines that the rumors about their numbers dwindling are true. Then Lynn senses a monster nearby. They go to check, but the forest just keeps getting darker and darker. The tall trees block the sunlight, but the goblins prefer living in places like this. Lynn surprisingly stops and reveals that the monster's presence just disappeared. Noor assumes that the monster just passed away from old age, but they are shocked when they find that the goblin was mutilated. Lynn quickly uses reveal magic, and it exposes a giant monster that was eating the other goblin. Noor is shocked to hear that the giant is a goblin as well, because goblins are supposed to be the weakest monsters. The giant clearly looks like a goblin though, and it even treats some nearby trees like weapons. Noor is so clueless that he assumes this is what goblins really look like in person versus what he has heard about them. Not only that, he figures that other adventurers are able to handle them like nothing. Lynn is clearly terrified, and Noor doesn't blame her because she doesn't have any combat experience. Noor assures her that they will be fine, and declares that they're only fighting against a goblin. Noor is actually terrified, but he knows that he can't think about that if he wants to win. Lynn knows that this goblin is actually the Goblin Emperor, and is considered an extreme threat. The Goblin Emperor is a monster created from genetic manipulation by man, and the research behind it is now banned. What makes it really terrifying is that it eats its own kind, then takes that power and grows stronger. Lynn thinks about how Noor said they're only fighting a goblin, and she is amazed by his confidence. She is just as clueless as Noor, as she now thinks that he came to this area on purpose. Lynn thinks that the reason Noor was so excited about this job was because he wanted to eliminate the threat that no one knew about. Lynn gains some confidence because of this, so the two of them prepare to fight. The giant beast tries to strike first, but Noor masterfully uses his parry ability to repel him. The beast is incredibly powerful though, so it manages to push Noor back. Noor can tell that it's trying to corner him, but he refuses to let it. He knocks the goblin off balance and tells Lynn to follow up with some magic. She does, but the goblin proves to be too fast to hit. Just then, Noor must rescue Lynn as the goblin starts launching trees at them, and Noor keeps using parry to deflect them. Lynn knows that she has to do something before things get worse, but she is shocked when she notices that the goblin's wound is gone. Not even the goblin emperor should be able to recover this quickly, so Lynn determines that it must have something to do with the mana crystal on the goblin's forehead. She tells Noor that if he can knock it off the monster, then they might have a chance to win. Their plan is interrupted though, when the beast launches a cluster of trees at Noor. Noor is stunned to see how many there are, and he realizes that this goblin was watching him to see how many he can parry. Noor fears that he won't be able to parry them all, but luckily Lynn deflects them away with magic. The goblin heals again, so Lynn is more sure than ever that it's replenishing its power with the mana stone. The two quickly realize that at this rate, they're just going to run out of stamina and magic while they try to keep up. Just then, Noor comes up with an idea and tells Lynn to use her Wind Blast attack on his back. Lynn refuses to attack Noor though, because her Wind Blast is powerful enough to demolish castle walls. He won't be able to survive no matter how strong he is. But Noor explains that she won't be attacking him directly. Noor plans to have her hit the sword while it's on his back, because the only chance they have at beating the goblin is to go faster than him. Time is running out as the monster prepares to attack again, so Lynn agrees to do it. Her Wind Blast is insanely powerful as it launches Noor across the battlefield, and he nearly passes out. Noor composes himself though, and enhances his body. This combination allows Noor to break through the goblin's defenses and knock the crystal out of its forehead. The goblin loses its mind, and then reveals that she recovered the stone. Noor tells her to finish the goblin off, but also asks her to make sure that it doesn't feel much pain. Lynn seemingly didn't listen to that last part though, as she sets the goblin on fire, and it screams in agony. Once the torture is over, Noor apologizes to the beast, and decides that he won't be slaying any more goblins for a while. He realizes that he shouldn't be putting himself in dangerous situations, so he will move on to the next challenge only after he has trained more and gotten stronger. A while later, Rain is informed of the Goblin Emperor that was spotted. The Emperors are several times stronger than the Goblin Kings, so Rain can't even imagine how strong it was, since it also had a powerful mana crystal on its forehead. Rain fears that the stone came from the Demon Heart, and he wonders who could have been behind it. He's then shocked to hear that Noor and Lynn were able to defeat it while only suffering minor injuries. Several strange incidents like this one have started occurring, so the guild has opened an investigation to find out what's going on back at the guild. The clerk is shocked that the scrawny little kid from years ago has turned into a goblin-slaying beast. Noor is very humble about it as he gives a lot of credit to Lynn, but he also decides that he should celebrate his first day hunting. It might not seem like much to others, but his first day is a big deal to him. Hearing about the mana stone on the goblin makes the clerk wonder if what they thought was really a goblin. Noor is pretty sure that it was, and then just goes along with whatever her instructor says. The clerk then asks for the goblin's ear so he can pay Noor for the job. Noor looks at Lynn with a grim face as they now have to explain that they don't have the ear because they burnt the giant goblin. Noor is very humble about it as he gives a lot of credit to Lynn, but he also decides that he should celebrate his first day hunting. It might not seem like much to others, but his first day is a big deal to him. Hearing about the mana stone on the goblin makes the clerk wonder if what they thought was really a goblin. Noor is pretty sure that it was, and then just goes along with whatever her instructor says. The clerk then asks for the goblin's ear so he can pay Noor for the job. Noor looks at Lynn with a grim face as they now have to explain that they don't have the ear because they burnt the giant goblin.